Great Awakening. Hello, YouTube family and friends. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. Wow. Well, I just wanted to do this really quickly because it was on my mind and I had to pull over so that I can actually articulate what it is that I want to say while it's fresh in my head. And it's, depending on where a person is that's viewing this video, some will get it and some will be like, but I'm going to do the best that I can. All right. So first and foremost, I want to welcome you. Thank you for coming to my channel. Welcome. I am glad that you are here and being a part of the family. Thank you. And with that being said, let's get into it. So this video is going to be about consciousness. And I just wanted to try to give a more simplified sense of understanding because we try, we do our very best to try to explain certain things when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to religion, and all of the different things when we are in search of answers to understand who we are, what we are, why we are. And I want to try to put things in a more simplistic sense of understanding. It still behooves you to still go out there and still do the research for yourself to, calm that fire from within. Not really calm it, but satisfy it, because you don't want the fire to go out. But just to give a sense of more of a simplified version, sense of understanding. So when you do find the information, it'll be like, oh, okay, I get it. It makes sense. You'll be able to fit it in for it to make sense on what you are acquiring in knowledge. So, so that's what I'm trying to do. That is my attempt. So we're going to talk about consciousness. I'm going to try to sum it up as quickly as I can. But I just want to say first and foremost, consciousness is everything. Consciousness is it. Consciousness trumps religion. Consciousness trumps spirituality. Consciousness is source energy. And consciousness cannot be destroyed, right? Because at the level that we are on, we're not the originators in frequency. So that is why energy cannot be destroyed, because we are not the one at this lower level of frequency that created it. It's not our creation to destroy. So consciousness is everything. Consciousness is powerful, right? And the higher frequency and vibration that you are in and that you are receiving, providing that there's nothing there to prohibit you from receiving the frequencies necessary for the raise in consciousness. When your consciousness raise, your sense of awareness raise, right? And these people that are here at this lower level of consciousness, even believe it or not, they are aware of it. It's just that we are not aware of it because to counteract our sense of awareness, they inundate us with low frequency situations and circumstances and all these different things for us to focus on and stuff like that. And then from a genetic perspective, they manipulate the genetics from a frequency perspective. So because they realize that everything is at a frequency perspective, and the more that you know, the higher your frequency, the more that you become aware. Just to give you an idea of how powerful consciousness is that it's two things that I'm going to give you an example of. If you ever seen the game called Sims, right? If the creation of Sims is going to get to a point through artificial intelligence where it's going to become self-aware if it has not already become self-aware because of the frequency of consciousness. That's number one. Number two is, if you ever seen like an android, the creation of these androids, and you would think that these androids are able to be controlled, but you have heard over numerous internet situations where these androids creates a sense of awareness, and they start to create their own language to communicate, because that is in part due to a frequency, because consciousness cannot be destroyed. The energy that creates consciousness cannot be destroyed because it's at a higher frequency than that of which we dwell at this particular time. There's a sense of awareness of it. There are entities that know of it, but as with anything, things are manipulated. So when you get into the sense of knowledge of self and you become more aware, and your raise in frequency becomes that more enlightened and expansive, right? You will start to understand things from a frequency perspective, and you will realize that it's source energy Consciousness is source energy experiencing itself. So almost anything that is created under a frequency will start to realize and start to have a sense of self-awareness, and it will start experiencing its own. It would have its own thought process. It would have its own created intelligence under the frequency that created it. But the power of source energy, the power of consciousness, trumped even religion, spirituality, whatever it is that you know, however you understand the sense of circumstances or whatever the case may be. It is all geared and powered through the frequency and the energy of consciousness. So yes, you might believe in this and you might understand that, and you even might know the stories about the gods and different things of that nature, but also understand that the gods were created through the level of consciousness, and they became aware of themselves and created other things. You understand? So it's a cycle of creation. This is why they say that you are creators, because anything that you create is going to eventually come into a sense of self-awareness, because that frequency is the primary dominant frequency, and that's consciousness. And that consciousness is through that source energy that created the consciousness, which is high in frequency, to which we have not, as co-creators, gotten back to in that respect in terms of frequency. So that, just to explain it, to sum it up, as much as I possibly can, to give you a quick idea of what it is. We like to know a lot of things, and we like to have a lot of content to put into it, to give it more substance and all of that. But it's quite it's simplistic in nature. Even the greatest of minds that dwells on this planet, it's still high in frequency for this planet, but it's still low in frequency by comparison to what the frequency that consciousness is on. This is why consciousness can almost exist in anything, because the power that is presented into it in terms of frequency, that it can reach these lower realms of dimension. That's how powerful it is. So with that being said, I hope I summed it up as much as I could. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. And if you like the content of this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you love the content of this channel, please subscribe and officially join our family. We welcome you and we thank you. We thank you for even getting this far into the video. I appreciate it. And if you have anything to add or to take away from, this video, to share more light and insight, it takes a village. Each one teaches one. Leave a comment. That is a good thing. Always know it's a good thing. A questionable mind is a very smart and wise mind, in my opinion. All right. So with that being said, peace and love. I love you guys with all my heart and soul. It is a beautiful day, and I hope you guys are enjoying your Friday. Happy Good Friday for those who, participate in that. And I love you guys. All right. So, and I shall commence to talking with you guys later. Yay. I did it. All right. Love you guys. Bye.